Hello YouTube, Richard Rotert back again. Today we're going to make a billet of Damascus. Got a small knife to make, so I cut my sizes down on my material by half. I'm gonna make a full tang knife out of this one, I believe. So let me bring you over here. Alright, I don't know if you guys watched my last video on making a billet, but I was using banding and bandsaw material. I didn't get a very good pattern on that. I didn't think it well, I mean, you could see it, but it didn't pop as much as I'm used to when using like the 15N20 or 1095 combination. So I'm still using those two materials, but I'm incorporating more of this L6. I think that's going to give me some high nickel content, shine to it. So we're going to still have L6 layers on the outside of the billet, and then incorporate two on the inside, and then I'm planning on stacking it back up to get my layer count up. So I'll let you see that. So we're just going to stack these materials up. I ground both sides of the L6. I ground both sides of everything. So we're going to do L6, some banding, bandsaw blade material, banding, L6. Okay, I've got my flatting dies and my power hammer. I've forged weld with them. I've never really forge welded with the power hammer, so I wanted to try it out. Now I've done it 3 times, so I'm going to switch over to my drawing dies, which have more of a smaller flat on them and more of an angle. So we'll do that. The thinner the piece, the sooner it'll cool. I don't know if you guys noticed, I've been trying to keep the piece as hot as possible, so I haven't been working with it. Once I see it starting to cool, I'll stop and put it back in the forge. It retains more heat that way and takes less time to heat back up and be ready to forge again. If you let it get, if you leave it out and dilly-dally around and let it get actually cold, you know, start turning black, then it takes forever for it to heat back up again. So you want to try to retain as much heat as possible in your billet. So I've got the billet drawn out as thin as I really want to go right now. My plan for this billet is, I started out with like 16 layers or something, like, I don't remember. But I drew it out and I'm going to cut it, then stack it back on top of itself again to double my layer count. If not, maybe cut it in thirds and then restack, and that'll be triple my layer count. Forge weld that back together and then draw it out. And then I was to do what they call like a Hamon line. A lot of people use clay to do it. I'm actually going to try to do it with steel, not use any clay during the heat treat process or anything like that. So I'll have to show you about that. But right now I don't want it to go any thinner, because I'll have to mill the top and the bottom. I'll lose material that way. I don't want to get too thin. Alright, this is the moment of truth. This is the first piece of Damascus I've tried to make since I redid my propane forge. So I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces, and if it's not welded, I'll be able to tell as soon as I look at the inside of the billet. Well, I don't see any delamination or anything, so we'll continue on. So I got them all squared up. This is why I like having, I got a new face mill the other day for my mill, 3-inch face mill cutter. There is no way that any contamination is going to be in between these layers. I mean, that finish is just amazing on that, so I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, you could probably, yeah, you can even see my fingerprints. Don't be scanning that, guys. But there's no way any contaminants can get in between my layers with a finish that good. So now it's time to get them stacked up, welded to a billet, and I'll probably square up the billet in the mill, just so everything's together and squared when I begin.